Girl, I am really excited to bring you my Q1 recap. I feel that I have a lot to say. I look forward to doing this video for one because I rewatch all of my recap videos and I just reflect on where I was before and where I am now as a creator, as a business owner, as a person. So today, a couple things, and I have my script right here, and I don't really like to call it a script, like my notes, I guess you can say. I have the Q1, what my goals were, if I've accomplished them. And then I'm also going to quickly go over what my Q2 goals are. And I feel that this video is going to be slightly different than the other ones that I've done in the past because I feel that those are very, very detailed. And I feel that this one is going to be a little more personal. A little more personal and not how I've done them before. But anyways, I digress. If you're new to my channel, of course, my name is Lashawnda Smith and I'm a content creator and a content strategist. And I want to show you guys my journey because I love looking at other creators' journey and seeing where they've come from. So that's why these are very, very important for me in creating these on my channel. So let's talk about my Q1 goals. I want to start off with my YouTube goals. I know that when I was looking at my recap and I was also kind of like looking at what I wrote down for Q1, the main ones that I have for YouTube was to hit 5,000 YouTube subscribers and to get monetized. And then another additional was kind of like to get my first YouTube check. So I didn't hit 5,000 YouTube subscribers. And honestly, I'm not even mad at it because first of all, at the date of recording this video, I'm at 2,100 YouTube subscribers. So I am really, really excited and really thankful that my channel is really starting to grow because that is what it's all about. Like, I love the fact that I'm starting to build my community on this channel and I'm starting to get comments from people that I've seen on multiple videos and that lets me know like that people are watching multiple videos and they're watching every video that I upload now. And I absolutely love that. So for me, it was kind of hard to come up with a goal of how many subscribers to have because this is literally the first time where I've actually committed to being consistent and I've actually committed to grow my channel no matter what. So you kind of don't know when you're going to hit a certain subscriber amount. And what I've been doing with my YouTube goals is regardless of when I've hit them, I'm just going to keep putting them on my goals list until I hit it. So that goes to like getting monetized. I swear, I feel like that getting monetized goal was on like a couple of quarter recaps. And I was like, until I hit this goal, I am going to make sure that I just continue to roll it over to the next quarter and roll it over to the next quarter. And guys, I am finally monetized on YouTube. And if you haven't seen that video yet, I will link it right here. I hope this is the right side, but I will link the video right there so that way you can check that out because I did share my journey on getting monetized and I have a couple other videos that's going to kind of go into more detail about the monetization process. So definitely check that out. But when I tell you, so many creators start a YouTube channel and they never get to get monetized. So it is something that I do not take lightly because I think the last time I looked at the stats, like 90% of creators that started a YouTube channel, they never hit 1,000 subscribers. So I'm over here just hitting milestones left and right. I hit 1,000, then I hit 2,000. The watch hours though, the watch hours is what took so long. Oh my God. It was crazy because I had one video that randomly went up to like 5,000 views within like, I think 2 days. And ironically, it was on the day that I decided to stop looking at my YouTube analytics because before I'd be just refreshing. But this is one of the days where I was like, I'm gonna just let my channel do its thing. I'm not gonna look over this weekend. And then when I came back to it, I think like Monday or something like that, the video was at like 5,000 views. And I'm like, it would be during the time when I stopped watching my channel like that. But that video heavily contributed to my watch hours. I want to say I got over 200 watch hours from that video alone, but the watch hours was the hardest thing when it came to getting monetized. So just keep that in mind. If you are growing your YouTube channel, just keep rolling it over until you get monetized because at the end of the day, you have to think about the long-term vision for your channel, and it's going to happen. Like if you continue to be consistent, eventually it's going to happen. And I knew for me, it was going to eventually happen. And girl, I've been making some money. Okay. It feels so good to refresh my YouTube studio every single morning, and I've made money from my YouTube channel. And don't get me wrong, like I ain't paying the rent with it yet. Not yet, guys, but it does feel good that that is almost like a passive revenue stream for me now, because whatever I make from my YouTube channel, that's going to go towards business expenses, or I might go get some sushi. You know, like it feels good because now all the hard work that I put in on my channel, the next video that takes off, I'm going to get paid. And I actually found it ironic, and I promise I'm gonna move forward in a second, but I was looking at my CPMs on my videos, because you don't get to see that until after you get monetized. And I had some CPMs, which if you don't have no idea what I'm talking about, a CPM is, I think it's like cost per 1,000 views or something like that. There's like an official term, but basically it's how much advertisers are willing to pay YouTube per 1,000 views on your channel. And what you actually make is your RPM, so revenue per 1,000 views. So when I was looking at my CPM, I'm like, some of my videos were in like the hundreds. I had one video that had a CPM of like $200, and last I checked, with your RPMs, you normally get around I think it's 45%, 40 to 45% of what the CPM is. So I'm like, if this video start taking off, I'm gonna be making about $100. So I don't know what's gonna happen on my channel, but I'm satisfied with my YouTube goals. Now, my personal goals, and this is the one that I feel I have to be very mindful of what I want to share on here, but I also want to share certain things so that when I look back on this, I can remember where I was. So I have been in this last season under so many spiritual attacks. Like there's been different things in the flesh coming at me, or, you know, just circumstances that you can't control in life happening. And it's been throwing me off my A game, y'all. It has been throwing me off my A game. And I started getting to a place where I'm like, God, why am I being attacked from left and right? Like I can't even, it got to a point where it was rare that I was having a good day. And I'm just like, what is going on? Like, why I put this fire out, and then it seemed like this one rises up, and then I put my fire out over here, and then this one rises. And it seemed that it just was becoming repetitive, and it was just, and I know it's a spiritual battle. Like I know it's a spiritual warfare. And I said, I have to be close to something really, really big, because the enemy is giving everything he has right now to kind of like knock me off my game. And I'm not gonna lie, it was working a little bit, because I'm like, yo, like every time I get my emotions together, it seems like something else happens and it just takes me out, you know? So with my personal, I didn't even write down what my personal goals was. I know that I said that I was going to start back reading books, and I can't say that I did that. I started off good, because I want to say that this year, it was either in December or in Q1, I read We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers. And I started off good. I'm like, oh, I got Audible, you know, I got Kindle back, and I had put all these books in there. And then I just, child, I don't know what happened, but the book reading, it didn't happen. But I do have some books in my library now that I want to read, and I'll circle back to that when I go over my personal goals. But a couple things came up today specifically that I wanted to kind of recap, and not necessarily like explain what happened, because it's a little bit too personal, but I do want to go over some wake-up calls or reality checks that I had. I was talking to a friend today, and girl, you know who you are after I start talking about what I'm talking about. But I was talking to a friend today, and I was basically asking for another perspective. Disclaimer, guys, if y'all hear cars in the background, I can't do nothing about it. We have loud cars in my neighborhood, and they just be going up and down my road, and it's so annoying. That's why I use this mic right now, because sometimes you can really hear it in my background. So quick disclaimer. But anyways, one of the things that I'm learning is that I, for one, am not good under pressure, and Q1 has put me under a lot of pressure in different circumstances and at different times. So in short, I feel that I've been squeezed like an olive. That's the easiest way for me to explain it. And the reason why I even say that is because I remember like a few years ago, Pastor Stephen from Elevation, that's my church, he talked about how sometimes like you'll feel like you're being squeezed as an olive and it makes olive oil and all this other stuff. And I really resonated with that. And that's exactly how I feel right now. Like I feel like left and right, I've been squeezed in different areas. Like something is trying to make me crack. And one thing that Michael told me, I need to learn how to go around the speed bumps in the road instead of being surprised every time a speed bump pops up, because you know things are going to happen that's out of your control. You can't keep moving the way you're moving. Like you have to do something different. You know, you have to do something different in how you handle it. And what he means by that is almost every time something happens, because it's happening so much, it just becomes emotional turmoil. Like I'm ready to just snap. Perfect example. And I actually wrote this on Threads. One morning I didn't feel like cooking, but I think it was like a record day or content day or something like that. And I was like, you know what? Let me fix me something to eat. I don't really feel like cooking, but I'm going to fix me some pancakes, just get it out the way. So that way, you know, I'll be ready to record, So I spend like 30 minutes in the kitchen making my pancakes. I get my butter on there. You know, the pancakes with the crunchy edges. I had the pancakes with the crunchy edges, put that butter on there, got my glass of milk, and went to the pantry to get the syrup, and it was not in there. And I was like, are you kidding me? I've spent all this time in this kitchen and we don't have syrup? So I paused for a moment and I'm sitting here like, dang, like I just want to have a good day. And this is an example of like a speed bump that pops up that you don't really have control over, but how you can take one little incident and make it seem like it's bigger than what it is. So I literally was about to have a meltdown or a breakdown because I was already under so much pressure in other areas of my life that I got to the point where I'm like, God, why can't things just go smoothly for me? Why do I have to fight in every step or everything that I try to do? And this ain't had nothing to do with no syrup, y'all. Like it ain't had nothing to do with the syrup. But in that moment, I was like, woo, it's me. I done spent this time in this kitchen making these pancakes. Then I can't even enjoy them because we ain't got no syrup. And so long story short, I ended up going back to the pantry. I looked again and it was hiding in the back behind some stuff. And I was just like, for me, it was like the lamb in the bush. For me, like God was like, I see you, girl. Like, let me help you out. I got you. I hear you. I see you, you know? But little situations like that has been happening that lets me know that deeper things are going on with me that I need to work through. And so in this new season, I'm going to learn how to embrace the things that present itself and stop taking it personal. And it sounds good, but when you're trying to do it and act it out, that's a different thing. But that is one of the things that I want to try to work on. And as Michael called it, I need to learn to move around the speed bumps if I can, like if it's possible. Let's get back to the goals. Okay. So my business goals, I had the goal to grow my email list, get 100 RSVPs for my virtual events, and launch my YouTube Academy. So I did grow my email list, not at the capacity that I would have liked to. And I just completely stopped emailing. I'm sorry, guys. If you on my email list, I ain't forgot about y'all. It's not in my nature naturally to just do email marketing, even though I know I would be really good at it, which is crazy, but it's not top of mind for some reason. And so I have an email list, but Q1, I started off really strong in January. I don't think I emailed it all in February, and I sure ain't emailed in March. So, but I am going to pick it back up in Q2 to continue to grow my email list and actually email the people on my list. Because I don't normally have a problem growing the list. It's the emailing the list that I always kind of fall off on, but I'm going to continue to grow my list and actually email. Another thing, getting 100 RSVPs for my virtual events. I definitely did that. I did the Creators Weekend. If you attended the Creators Weekend or one of my virtual events, drop a comment in the comment section. I absolutely enjoyed doing my virtual events. That also helped me kind of grow my email list too, But I definitely did hit the goal of getting 100 RSVPs and then launching the academy. I did officially launch the YouTube Launch Academy. I am still making some tweaks to it as I'm building it out because I want to make sure that it feels right and that it serves the people that's in it the best and that it feels the most comfortable for me being the educator in the space and doing the deliverables, if that makes sense. So I know that it's going around on social media and in the online space community where people are like, oh, you know, people aren't really filling courses like that anymore. And then like people are like, oh, well, I'm too busy to like watch trainings. And so there's a shift that's happening in the online space. And so I'm like, I want to make sure that I serve people where they are to my best capacity without overextending myself, for one, and creating something that I enjoy. So I'm still kind of working on that, but I did launch the YouTube Launch Academy. Now let's talk about my Q2 goals. So for one, I want to grow a new community that I'm about to launch. I want to grow my new community to 100 members. And in short, I don't want to give a lot of detail on it because I am going to do a YouTube video specifically talking about this community, but the community is going to be for YouTube creators. So if you're a YouTube creator and you're in the process of trying to get your first 1,000 YouTube subscribers and you are looking to get monetized, and this community is going to be for you. I'm creating a safe space for us to be able to share our stats, go over different details where I can give you my resources, give you the downloadables. And this is my way of creating something that is all in one place versus me having all of these different low ticket offers. Like for example, I have a lot of downloadables that I want to offer, but instead of me having all of these one-off downloadables, I want to have all of that stuff inside of the community. And then if I'm doing trainings, instead of me having to actively promote every single training, I want to promote the community where those free trainings are available. So I'm just trying to change the dynamic to make my business model as simple as possible because that is really, really important to me in this season of my life. I do not want to feel like I have more on my plate than I can manage. And so, and I'm really, really excited about the community because I've been really wanting to do this for a long time. I just couldn't figure out the best way to implement it to where it makes sense. And I think that this is the way that is going to make sense for me. So grow my new community to 100 new members, and then also prepare my YouTube Launch Academy for in-person. I am really excited about this because I have always had the heart to do in-person events. And when the C word happened back in 2020, I had already set up everything. I had got the co-working space. I had got the meeting space to be able to do my in-person classes. And then the world shut down. And it shut down for like a year. And then, we're just now starting to get back to going places and things kind of going back to normal. They're not normal, but we're in like a new normal to where people are actively looking for things to do in person. And I feel that doing in-person events in Charlotte, and I don't even want to call them events because it's literally the YouTube Launch Academy, but a VIP experience where we meet in person every other week. And so I really, really look forward to doing that. I'm not planning on launching it in second quarter, but I want to start building out my list. So if you in Charlotte, North Carolina, I know I have a lot of YouTube subscribers you're probably from all over the world, but if you are in Charlotte, North Carolina, then this is going to be really, really perfect for you. So I'm going to continue in Q2 to build that out with the intention on launching it at the beginning of Q3. So I'm really, really looking forward to doing that. And then the last goal for my business for Q2 is to continue to build out my business where it is more passive versus I'm having to actively show up all the time. So that's one of the reasons why it was so important for me to do my YouTube channel, why I want to have digital products, and even like my physical planners. Like I feel like that's kind of passive in a way because my planners are selling without me having to really actively show up all the time. And that's what I want. Like I don't mind going to shipping the planners and stuff like that. Like to me, that's a part of the process, and I don't mind doing that because I can still do that on my time, if that makes sense. But I'm really trying to make sure that I shift out of things where I have to actively be showing up. And to use a couple examples, like going live on Facebook or Instagram. Like, I don't want to build my business model off of me going live, because when you stop going live, you're no longer making money, because that's how you bring in your revenue. And I would much rather spend that time doing a podcast episode or doing a YouTube video where after I post it, it's going to organically continue to attract people and get views and like do the thing you wanted to do and convert people into whatever, if that's like what the video is for. But I'm trying to continue to make sure that I'm building out the business model that I want. And I want to make sure that I have a passive business model. Along with that, I want to stop playing it safe. I found myself in Q1 going back to wanting to do the things that used to work for me, because that's almost like my safety net in business. And I have battled with myself, because I'm like, Shonda, this is why you were in photography for so many years, because you kept going back to what felt safe. That's why I was a server at restaurants for so many years, and I would quit, and then eventually I would go back, and then I would quit, and then I would eventually go back, because that was what was safe. That was what I felt comfortable with, and I knew that I could do like this. And the moment I tried to stop and jump into something different that isn't as comfortable, that I know is going to better serve me though, the moment things don't go the way that I want them to go, then I want to jump back to what's safe. And so I have been battling with not allowing myself to go there. So I hope that makes sense what I'm saying, but that's something that I've been working on during Q1, and I'm gonna definitely continue to work on that in Q2. I want to get back into the Word of God, because the moment I started back listening to sermons and opening up my Bible and talking to God and let him know, which I talk to him all the time, but like actively being like, God, like this is what I'm going through, help me, you know, like just all these different things started to change, and not change in a dynamic where everything is perfect now, but it started the process of me getting my mind back right. And that is so important if you want things to change in your life. It starts with your mind up here. Definitely get back into the Word of God, because that's really like our armor in the spiritual warfare. Like if we don't have the Word of God in our spirit, the enemy just gonna be attacking us, and he just gonna be winning. And I felt like because I had got out of the Word, that he was just over here just tearing me up. So another big goal that I have is to stop being my biggest critic. I'm a perfectionist, and I find that I am overly critical of every single thing that I do. And it's something that I feel I've always done. And so I have to learn to stop being super critical on myself. And I talked to my friend about this today as well, and give myself grace. I have to learn that I am human. I'm going to make mistakes. I'm not going to do everything perfect. Everything is not my fault. Everything is not on me. Okay. And I need to give myself grace. I do. And then the last thing that I'm going to talk about, because I'm about to run out of time on here, but I want to, in Q2, I want to smell the roses and be present in the moment. I feel that sometimes, because I have so many goals and I'm so goal driven, I can't even enjoy the goals that I've accomplished at that moment, because I'm so far ahead mentally on where I want to be, that I'm not enjoying the moment that I'm in this very moment. And I want to change that. And kind of what I put on with that is to be thankful. Be thankful for the things that I have now, because what I have now is very valuable, and I should be really grateful for the things that God has given me in this life. So just working on that internally and doing better with those type of things. This video is about to cut off, so I'm going to wrap this up right here. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. I hope that this helps someone in some type of way. I look forward to seeing what happens at the end of Q2. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.